Namaste. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Shal Gulhati, Shiva and Mysticism for another episode of Monday with Mahadev. Today, I'm going to talk to you about two special words which are used in Bhakti, Dvaita and Advaita. And I'm going to top this up with a third word which is special and found in Kashmir Shaivism, Paradvaita. So, Dvaita, which means two, is the usual form of bhakti when there is a seeker of God and he is a bhakt, a disciple, a devotee, a lover, and he thinks or she thinks of herself as separate from God, so that there are two entities. One is the devotee, and the other is God. One is the seeker, and the other the sought. And I would think 99% of the world does Dvaita Bhakti, where there are two. We think ourselves as different from God. We may have come from Him, but now we are in a world on our own, and He is elsewhere, and we need to meet Him, merge back into Him. And this kind of bhakti, as I said, is almost 99% of the world and followed everywhere across the globe in different cultures and different methods. Then we have a very special word called Advaita, not two. We appear to be two, in reality, we are one. This is the principle of monism, Vedanta, the principle that actually there is only God and we are all a projection of that God, and therefore we are always one and will always remain one. To further elaborate this, I would like to read out a small passage for you from my book, Shiva, the Ultimate Time Traveler. Now, this chapter is called Samadhi, and it deals with Shiva's realization during meditation. He knew a perfect stillness. When he sat alone, he was in deepest oneness always. When he closed his eyes in self-repose, a most enigmatic dance presented itself to him, a dance of time, where the past and the future got animated as players and themselves entertained him like performers in a carnival. It had dawned on him that he was an eternal witness, Sakshi, and thus too the realization that the story of all life was his story. A song beat in his heart. Flockless, O space, I am, shepherd of here and now. What is time? Who are lost? And what is found? So, in my book, when Shiva himself is meditating in a very early time about God realization, he realizes that he itself is the one principle and all of life is his story. And he also realizes that the past and the future are contained in the present, which is what the mystics call here and now. We need to have self-realization in the present moment, and when we transcend into our Atma Bodh, our awakening, we will realize everything about the past and the future and all that has happened in the one moment called now. But there is yet another word, Paradvaita. So we have Dvaita, which is two. We have Advaita, which is not two, just one. And then we have Paradvaita. Paradvaita is a special word, like I told you, in Kashmir Shaivism. But to explain that, I will take the help of Lord Krishna's story at the time when, in the battle of Kurukshetra, he was teaching Arjun and he finally showed him his Virat Roop, the cosmic formation of energy from where all things come. And when Arjun sees the Virat Roop of Krishna, that is like going into Advaita or Atmabodh, realizing that everything comes from the same one energy which we call God. But I had met an ancient sadhu who explained me the Bhagavad-Gita, which is the Song of God, which is the sermon that Krishna gives to Arjun in Kurukshetra. And he said to me that the Bhagavad-Gita has 18 chapters. The first 6 chapters, Krishna says to Arjun, Arjun, know thyself. Here, Arjun is body, the material world, this gross physical reality which we think we are. In the next 6 chapters, Krishna tells Arjun, now Arjun, know myself. Here Krishna is soul or Paramatma, that energy from where everything comes. And therefore, Arjun realizes that he is from the same one energy. But the Bhagavad Gita is not over with the Atmabodh of Arjun, with the self-realization that Krishna helps Arjun to achieve. The last 6 chapters, this sadhu told me, now Krishna says to Arjun, now Arjun, know both thyself and myself. So what he means is, even after we get to know the eternal source, even after we get to know that we are part of that great infinite energy which we call consciousness or God, we still can retain our physical reality. And the step even ahead of Advaita, of knowing that we are one with God, is Paradvaita, which means now that we know that this physical reality is in fact the eternal essence of consciousness, then we need to move on in our daily lives with this knowledge, with the knowledge of both the physical reality and the causal reality. And this is called Paradvaita. Indeed, the highest sadhus, the highest practitioners are those who do not stop at a merger, a sighting, a darshana of God and His essence, but then carry on their lives in this world in a regular manner. This is just comparable to a Tirath Yatra which we Hindus do. We trek for miles and we reach a cave, and there we have darshana of God, and then we do not stay in the cave. We come back to our home, to our family and our own dwellings. But while coming back, we do carry a little prasada, which is the holy sweet offering that God gives us back in return for our offering of body, mind and soul to Him. He gives us a little prasad, and usually we do not just eat up all the prasad there. We eat a little bit, partake a little bit, and then keep the rest safely tucked in our pockets, so that when we go back, we can offer that to the rest of the family and our friends. This is somewhat on the lines of Paradvaita, realizing that we are always part of God, but we are here to do our own thing, play out our own role in this beautiful play that has been created by Him. I hope you like this video. Join me again next Monday on the same channel, and I will be back with another Shiva wisdom for you. Om Namah Shivaya.